Chelsea from Metal Magnitude here. And if you're in the habit of keeping up with Metallica and its members, then I'm sure you've heard about Kirk Hammett's exhibition of his incredible horror and sci-fi collection at the Peabody Essex Museum in Salem, Massachusetts, known as It's Alive. Kirk recently visited the museum for an exhibition catalog signing event to meet and greet the fans, get some autographs out there, and he happened to be kind enough to make some time for a couple of interviews as well. Metal Magnitude was there for it all. After taking a couple of walks through It's Alive, I had the honor and pleasure of sitting down with Kirk Hammett to ask him some of the burning questions I had in my mind once I took it all in. Have a listen. First off, welcome back to the U.S. after the worldwide European tour there.
Yeah.
And congratulations on such a successful exhibit here at the Peabody Essex Museum.
Yes.
So now, Salem has been called a lot of things, Witch City, Halloween capital. I wonder if that sort of vibe is what drew you here in particular to bring your collection.
Well, I have to be honest. I had never been to Salem previous. I mean, I've known about Salem and its history and its folklore and its connection with all the witches, but I didn't know that it was a contemporary thing. I didn't know that when I came to Salem, there'd be like this vibe of like magic and witchcraft and all that sort of stuff. And so I was really pleasantly surprised, and I thought this is the most perfect place for my collection to come to be shown. And so I mean, I have to be honest. Salem found me. I didn't find Salem.
That's excellent. And moving along to the talking about the collection, I was just in there admiring the exhibition, and particularly caught my attention was the custom guitars that you had. And I'm wondering what made you choose the specific artworks that you did for your guitars.
It's just really easy. Those are the images that I like. They're my most favorite images, and they're my most favorite films as well. And so it was pretty simple. And when it comes to stuff like the Ouija guitar and the demonology guitar that has the alchemic signs, that's all imagery that I've always been obsessed with.
You have many movie posters that are over 60, 70, 80 years old. How did you learn, or have you learned any kind of little tips and tricks of preserving these vintage posters and things along the years?
Well, there's a whole field of dedicated to the restoration and preservation of movie posters, and there's a whole bunch of complete field of experts, and that all they do is restore and preserve movie posters for museums, for collectors, for businesses, what and whatnot. And so I'm connected to all the best people because I want all the best work done on my posters, and so I don't do that stuff myself. I was told to not even attempt to do anything like that myself because I'd probably do more harm than good. But knowing that there's incredible people out there, when I find a movie poster and it's like tattered, and it looks just like it's about to just to fall apart into a million pieces, I know that I could take it to someone who could put it together and, like a Frankenstein monster, piece it into something that comes alive again.
That's excellent. So what has been your most sought after piece of your collection? Something that really took you a lot of effort to get your hands on? Anything like that?
I'm still working on that one. I have about 2 weeks to go. I've been trying to get it, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to think up of something really quick to get this much sought-after poster that is available right now. And there's posters that when I first started collecting 25 years ago, I only dreamt of having because there was no known copies of it. I used to dream of having a Frankenstein 3-sheet and a Mummy 3-sheet, and I have them now, and it's just amazing because it just goes to show if you're patient enough and you stay in the hobby long enough, good things eventually show up, good things happen, and those are two amazing things that happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to just ask you about The Maiden and the Monster, your musical composition. I actually saw that you blogged about the undertaking of that large-scale project. Was there any certain point while writing that piece where it just sort of clicked and said, this represents the collection sort of thing?
Yeah, when I finished it and delivered it to the people here at the Peabody. and,
Fair enough.
Then I was able to be a little bit more objective about it, because like when I'm performing or composing or doing anything intense that's music related, I'm so deep inside of it that it's hard for me to like step outside and get a proper sort of perspective on how things are going. And so once it was done, that was when I could like just kind of like get some proper perspective and kind of say, yep, this is a good visual or audio representation of just how my mind works and how all this stuff has influenced me and influenced my playing and how I can direct it to like just do anything I wanted to do in regards of that feeling of like horror and drama and whatnot.
So now, just wrapping things up, I've actually got a little two-in-one question for you here. So once the exhibition is complete here in Salem, do you have any sort of things in mind, any next plans for it? And also, just maybe you can give a little outlook on the near future in the Metallica front?
Well, for me, the collection, I'm always looking to expand it. And I'm always on the hunt for future stuff. And so whenever people ask me about the collection, the very first thing I ever think about is what are my plans for recent acquisitions, and so that's what I think about first. How do I contribute to the collection? Second of all, the idea is to bring this collection all over the world in whatever way we can to get it seen by as many people as possible. And what was the last part of that question?
Just a little,
the Metallica
on the metallic
stuff.
front,
Well, yeah,
little outlook in your future.
We're going to be on tour for like the next couple of years. Hopefully we won't take 8 years to put out another album. Yeah, things are moving ahead on that. And right now our main thing is to make it through the tour in one piece.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
All right, cheers.
Thanks for listening. If you're planning to be in the New England area this month, you've still got time to catch Kirk Hammett's exhibition at the Peabody Essex Museum, on display until November 26th. Head to metalmagnitude.com for the full range of classic and modern hard rock and metal content, including a review of the It's Alive exhibition that's on the way. Also check out Metal Magnitude on social media, like the page on Facebook, and follow on Twitter and Pinterest. And while you're on your way to do all that, just before you leave this video, be sure to click the subscribe button just below. Again, I'm Chelsea, and thanks for listening here on the official Metal Magnitude YouTube channel. Stay tuned, up the horns, and rock on!